Hi, and welcome to Friendly Pharmacy 5. When you have that window of opportunity called a crisis, move as quickly as you can, get as much done as you can. There's a momentum for change that's very compelling. My name is Lindsay Dixon. I'm a pharmacist from British Columbia, Canada. The information here is current as of the date of which it's posted, and it does not replace the need for the consulting with your local pharmacist or physician. So let's talk about Canada for a few minutes. So some fast facts about Canada. We have a population of about 37.6 million. 15% of our population are elderly, so that's about 5 million people. The median age is 41 years old, so we do have a fairly young demographic as well. What's the quality of life like in Canada? Well, the United Nations says that we're the 9th happiest country in the world. We have low crime, good life expectancy. We enjoy the great outdoors, Costco, hockey, all kinds of things like that. We're known for our kindness and politeness, and we're one of the world's richest countries. So it would seem that life in Canada was pretty good until the pandemic. So why do we all suddenly become so vulnerable? And the other big question is, why couldn't we just lock down the most vulnerable? So what do we know now? We know now that groups that are most likely to need hospitalization for COVID-19 include the elderly, those who have hypertension or high blood pressure, diabetes, tobacco smokers, and the obese. So we also know now that 44% of adults over the age of 20 have at least one chronic illness, and many do have more than one. And this number is increasing steadily. So it's also important to know that 1 in 3 adults in Canada, or around 5 million people, suffer from obesity, and 4.6 million people use tobacco. So we're talking about millions of people who are very vulnerable to this disease. So now we know that we are all vulnerable because no one has immunity to this virus. Many of us are in the most vulnerable category, and that represents millions of people. We know that we can now transmit the virus asymptomatically, which means we can transmit to the most vulnerable without even knowing it. So at this point, isolating the most vulnerable isn't really an option because it's millions of people. So what I think is happening is there is a great misunderstanding about who is vulnerable to this illness, because what we are hearing about in the media and with different statistics is that the elderly population and those in nursing homes are the ones who are really vulnerable to this virus. I really believe we are just seeing the tip of the iceberg. What we are not seeing are the people that have been able to isolate themselves in the last months, and they represent people with obesity, cancer, hypertension, all of these things that are outlined in the rest of the iceberg on the photo. And these are the people that are vulnerable to serious illness. These are the people that even if they're hospitalized and they survive, it will take them months to recover from this illness. These people are the most vulnerable. And so the question that I have for you is, do you have any friends or family represented here? Maybe you're not on the iceberg yourself, but maybe you have close family, friends, or contacts who are. Because what you do and what we do in the coming months is going to affect how the pandemic plays out in our region. So this brings me to my next point. What you do in the coming weeks and months will have a dramatic impact on how you experience the coming cold and flu season. And this will have a dramatic impact on those around you. So the truth is that there are many ways that you can improve your immune response now to better protect you and those you love from serious illness in the future. And our window of opportunity starts now. We have about 6 months before the next cold and flu season is upon us. So I have an upcoming series that I'm very excited about. I'm going to help you to develop a framework to build your immune response and reduce your vulnerability to disease. This will help you to be stronger before the next cold and flu season is upon us. I would encourage you to invite friends, family members, anyone you think could benefit to join us in this series. If you'd like to be notified of upcoming videos, you can subscribe to Friendly Pharmacy 5 on YouTube or like us on Facebook under Friendly Pharmacy 5. We have an email, friendlypharmacy5@gmail.com. If If you could send us an email there, we'll sign you up for a list to be notified of future videos. This email will also be used as a support for any questions, comments, or concerns as we go through the series. So be wise, save lives, hold the line. This is a great opportunity. I'm very excited and I hope you'll join us. Thank you.